remember it like it was yesterday, I do.
You bet. Me too.
Today we are talking to stars who are successfully marketing their own products, and we're back with Annette Funicello, the creator of the wonderful new perfume Cello by Annette. And is this your first business venture ever, Annette?
Yes. Yes, it is. And a company out of Scottsdale, Arizona called Baywood International was nice enough to help me and support me and manufacture the perfume.
Now, are you going to go out of Disneyland and go into retail stores, do you think?
Yes.
Will you?
Yes. Eventually we will.
But a guy is selling great. Isn't that good? Who has questions? Yes, sir. Stand up. Want to smell? What do you think?
Lovely, lovely.
That's nice.
Do you like being remembered as a Mouseketeer?
Yes, I love it, because I always say I owe everything to those ears. You know, and it's
Do you? That was
really true.
you had a really, really special relationship with Mr. Disney, didn't you?
Yes. Yes, I did. Not so much as a Mouseketeer, because I was one of 24 then, but later on when I remained under contract and I got to know him, and he was just fabulous.
Don't you remember the Mouseketeers?
I do, as a child.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be proud to be one of those guys. Who had a question?
I did.
Stand up.
What was your favorite beach movie?
Oh.
My favorite was the last one that we did, called Back to the Beach.
When
and
was
I
that?
thought it was kind of cute, because we did a spoof on all the others. And
Yeah,
sort of
when was that?
tongue-in-cheek.
That's pretty recent. 1987?
That was 1987. Yeah. And Frankie and I helped produce it, and we're just very proud of it. We had some input this time.
Uh-huh. But you still wore a one-piece.
One-piece poison.
Yeah, what is your question?
How old were you when you first became a Mouseketeer?
Oh, how old were you when the Mouseketeers started?
I was 12 years old. And then we filmed the show for 3 years and went right into repeats. So, you know, people thought the show was much, much older than it really was.
Was on for years and years, we thought.
Yeah.
How did you become a Mouseketeer?
Well, I was dancing in a little school recital, and Mr. Disney was sitting in the audience, unannounced. Nobody knew he was there. And he saw me dance and called my dancing school teacher to bring me in for an audition. And I got it.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
What are your memories of him? Of Mr. Disney?
You know something, I found him to be, believe it or not, a very shy person. And he was very supportive of me, and he was just wonderful. I could go to him with anything and ask him questions. And Mr. Disney, do you think I could take some singing lessons, and could I go to a psychiatrist and get some confidence? And he would say, no, young lady. You know, people like you the way you are.
Now, why does everybody that worked for him call him Mr. Disney? I've never heard anybody call him Walt. Have you ever?
Do you know,
Everybody
called
calls
him
him
Uncle Walt.
Did they?
Yes.
I thought you all called him Mr. Disney.
No, I called him Mr. Disney because he was like second father to me, and I couldn't bring myself to say Uncle Walt. But everybody at the studio, the gardener and the electricians, and everybody said, hi, Uncle Walt.
Uncle Walt, huh?
Yeah.
Who else had questions? Yeah, stand up.
Did you do any acting before you became a Mouseketeer?
Well, yeah, what were you doing before you were 12, Annette? Were you just messing around in school or what?
I was taking dancing lessons from the time I was 5 years old.
Did you know you wanted to be in show business?
Never. No.
What did you think you were going to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be probably a ballerina, and after that, an airline stewardess. But of course, then they were very strict. You had to be a certain height, a certain weight, and I didn't fill any of those.
Yeah, when we were young, it seemed very glamorous to be an airline stewardess, didn't it?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
kind of thankless work now, isn't it? Well, it is. It seemed so glamorous when we were kids.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Now, I know that you have to go. You have to leave us. We'll keep this, though, so we can remember you when you're gone, and we can smell you.
Thank you. Enjoy.
And thanks so much for stopping by, and it's great to see you. And we all wish you...
Thanks for inviting me.
We wish you well.
Thank you all.
Before you go, you can say hello to my next guest. He's a wild and crazy guy. He's the chili king of country music. Please welcome Mickey Gilley. Hey, Mick. Say hi to Annette. Welcome.
How you doing?
When we come back, Vicky's going to whip up his chili recipe for us, and then we're going to find out why he's in the Guinness Book of World Records. We'll be back with more. Funicello. To have you here.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, I did do the first show, didn't I, with Frankie?
You did. You certainly did.
Oh, yes, and congratulations.
Well, you gave me a good send-off.
Oh, well, thank you.
How are you feeling?
Thank you. I feel fine. From the waist up, I'm fine. I mean, I would never know anything is wrong. It's just walking. You know,
and how does that battle go? How is it going?
Well, I must say it gets progressively worse. You know, but I'm being a good girl, and I'm staying on a diet, and I take lots of vitamin pills.
What kind of a diet do you
Low fat, basically.
And that's good for you.
Yeah.
Low fat.
Yeah, they feel that the less fat you have in your body, the more oxygen that can get to the capillaries. Yeah. So I'm being good, and I exercise.
What kind of exercising are you doing?
On the floor.
Yeah.
Leg kicks, and just to keep the circulation going. And I ride a stationary bicycle. It's mainly for circulation.
Yeah. Now, you tried going to a group, right? An MS group.
I went to a support group.
Yeah. Didn't work?
Well, they were just terrific people, but it almost ended up kind of depressing me.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and you're not a depressed person ever. I've never known you to be.
I'm really not.
You are always so up.
You know, attitude is so important, too.
Yeah, I think it is,
definitely. And, you know, you try to keep a smile on your face. That's not to say that I always have a smile on my face. I mean, I have bad days. Mm-hmm. We all have bad days.
Yeah, but pretty much going okay day to day? Family dealing with it okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They knew about it from the very beginning, and I tried to explain to my children exactly what was taking place.
Does it, when something like MS happens, or any sort of life-threatening disease like that, does it change your perspective on life, or the way you look at things, or the way you've done things in your life, or the way you go out and do them now?
Yes. Yes, there's a big, big difference. And, you know, I've been a dancer all my life. Mm-hmm. And if you ask me what I missed most of all, it's being able to ballroom dance, you know, when my husband and I go out, or just having my balance. You know, my equilibrium is awful.
Yeah.
And that's really the worst part of it all.
But didn't I hear you say that you were shy about a lot of things in your life, and now it sort of puts it in perspective that it wasn't there was nothing to be shy about?
Well,
you know?
Yeah.
Kind of changes your perspective, yeah?
You know what I did, Vicki? I always said no to things that frightened me. You know, whether it was recording or going on the road and singing live in front of an audience. I would always say, no, thank you. I'm busy, I can't do it. And I've learned now to attack things that have frightened me.
Yeah,
you
that
know,
life is too serious to be taken seriously.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
and, you know, people aren't going to bite.
Now, what is the research? Are you kidding? They adore you, just like I do. Tell us about the research fund. What is that?
Yes, well, I started my own research fund because I want to help people that have all kinds of neurological disease. And MS is included in that, but so many others are included as well. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to make sure, you know, people have been so kind to me over the years, and I just want to pay back, and I want to help. I want to find a solution. So a portion of this new perfume, Cello, is going to my research fund.
Yeah, now let's get to Cello, which you said is really good therapy for you, yeah?
Yes.
To be working on...
Yes.
On the perfume. Cello.
You were sitting on it.
Well, my butt's gonna smell great. Delicate by day?
Elegant by night.
Elegant by night,
yes.
Now, how hard is it to put together a perfume? What do you do?
You know,
like,
I thought it
was.
was.
Perfume.
I thought it was going to be very, very easy. It's very time-consuming. Yes, spray a little bit.
It smells great. I smelled you.
Yeah, when we first said hello. I thought it would be very easy just to get something that smelled good and put it out there and you know, have people be interested in buying it.
What do you do? Do you request what it is you want from what,
yes,
a chemist?
There is a perfumer.
Yeah?
Yes, and this man happened to live in Texas. So he would make trips back and forth to my house all the time, and they have little paper samples that he dips in different fragrances for me to try, and I'd smell it and I'd go, that's too flowery, or that's too strong. And so he would make trips back and forth. Finally, he just started mailing me
Look at
little
this picture
sample
of you.
bottles.
There was just a picture of you, look, when you were young. Did you
Yes.
look at all the perfume bottles? Did you love perfume when you were little?
Loved it.
Obviously, huh?
Always loved it since I was a little girl. And,
Yeah.
you know, I used to dab it, and I used to spray it on my scarves and all over my clothes. And I remember friends of my parents, you know, we went to their homes to visit, and they would say, tell Annette not to be so heavy on the perfume because I've got a headache. And, you know, I would just spray and spray. I've loved it.
So
I've
how do you
always
describe
loved
this
it.
for people who are sitting at home and want to know what you requested? What is it?
Well-
Would you say? Spicy? No?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes. It's a mixture of light spice.
Does it remind?
And
What does it remind me
does it
of?
remind you of something?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like it. It's
Well,
nice.
it's a spice base.
Uh-huh.
Very, very light spices. It kind of reminds me of something very fresh and very feminine.
Did you design the label too?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
where do we get Cello?
Well, right now we have the exclusive at Disneyland and Disney World and Disneyland mail order. So, you know, they're so dear to my heart
Uh-huh.
that I wanted to have something with Disney behind me. supporting
Have
me.
you sold it there yet?
Yes.
How's it
Yes,
doing?
we had our big grand opening last month, and we sold out.
Did you really?
People loved it. In fact, there were a lot of guys who said, let me try that, and they'd spray it and put it. So I'm coming out with Cello for Men.
They just
Yeah.
wanted you on their face, Annette. I know those guys. No, we're going to talk more about this when we come back, more with Annette. And later we're going to make chili with country singer Mickey Gilley, and Phyllis Diller is going to have us twisting and shouting. And we're going to find out from celebrities Ann Turkel and Nikki Haskell how papaya and garlic can help you get skinny. Don't go away. We'll be back with more.